It is May the 25th, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray Rec Site in St. Simons Sound. The Golden Ray has gotten the VB 10,000 back over the top of it, and we're going to get to what we saw out there momentarily. But first, we're going to have a couple videos here. The first one's going to be from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources board meeting that was held today. And the second is going to be a video that was put out on social media by Rachel Thompson. She's the executive director of the Glen Environmental Coalition. Watch this.
It's not something that you really should jump out. Should jump out and do immediately, but should have plenty of science behind it. So that's Red Drum. And finally, for Director Dunn's benefit, here you go. Let's see if I hit the enter button. It's flowing inland, coming out of the east, so it was coming right up the estuary. But fortunately, not on St.simons or Jekyll Island, and it was pretty intense. It was an interesting Friday at the office, and like we said, they're hoping to initiate cut tomorrow. So with that, questions for Doug? Go ahead. Relative to the shellfish, the process.
All right, we just got out here at Clam Creek to check out the Golden Ray. I'm keeping my mask on, not because of COVID, but because the Golden Ray is on fire. I don't feel comfortable breathing the air. As soon as you get to Clam Creek, you can tell that it's hazy, and you can immediately smell that something's wrong. So we're actually walking up the beach here at Clam Creek, and you can barely even tell that the Golden Ray is right there. Videos, and it's really windy, so hopefully y'all can hear me okay. All right, so we're down, still at the north end of Clam Creek. The pier is all the way down that way, so we're like midway on Clam Creek. Closer to the Golden Ray, you still can't see anything at all because the smoke is that thick, and we're actually going to stop here because the smell is just getting a little bit too hard to handle, and it's really just not safe for us to be breathing this in. Unified Command did release a statement via email to folks that are on their mailing list that they believe that the fire was started from some of their pre-cutting operations, so they weren't actually cutting the hull of the ship today. One last little shot for, again, you can just barely even see what's going on. The smoke is so thick. We are going to be compiling pictures and videos, so just for our records and to share with the Unified Command as they're tracking the incident. So if y'all have anything, send it to gec@glenenvironmental.org, or you can just private message them to us on Facebook or Instagram. We've already got dozens of photos and videos, so just, again, please share what you got. All right, well, we were walking off the beach and the wind seems like it shifted, so we got another camera view here, and the smoke is much darker than it was before. We did talk to one of the representatives that's on the beach here monitoring air quality, and he said that they weren't finding anything substantial that would cause a public health concern. It's most likely due to how high the wind action is today. But that's definitely some significant thick black smoke, so hopefully everyone out there is staying safe, and we'll have more updates as we get more information.
I know that Rachel's video that she put out on social media. A lot of wind noise in it, but of course it was very windy that day. But she is boots on the ground, if you will. In one of the only reports I've actually seen from Jekyll Island that day, where she says she could see and smell the smoke on Jekyll Island. And the board, what we take away from that is that the smoke traveled right up the estuary, didn't affect the St. Simons or Jekyll, and it also cutting is supposed to resume tomorrow. So the state is looking at a couple different things. We're not hearing much out of Unified Command. Again, maybe a breakdown in the communication chain there, but interesting nonetheless. Well, on to the report. So we made it out to the site today, and the VB is back over the Golden Ray. Looks like they've got the straps in place on the spreader bars. Nothing is hooked up yet, but it looks like it's where it's supposed to be to resume cutting. We're assuming that kind of activity, getting everything locked down, is ongoing, and hopefully we'll see a resumption of cutting very soon. Sunlight Ace made a pass by. We got a quick shot of that, just right off the stern section of the Golden Ray. We saw some personnel that looked to be up in the area where those straps were attached and soon should be reattached to that section number 3. There we are. We can kind of see them up there working away. We're doing some inspections again around those lug areas that support those sections of the ship once they're cut, and then do the actual lifting of those pieces when they're placed what we will think is supposed to be on to one of those sections of the dry dock system that is currently in the Port of Brunswick. But this is what she looks like today, and had a little bit of wind. We've been having more and more wind, and it doesn't look like the wind's going to let down for a while here. Temperatures have been rising. We're expecting by Friday to see temperatures approaching 100 degrees. It's warming up. And of course, as the temperatures begin to rise along the coast, that means that the storm season is not far behind. That's always in the back of our mind. But here we can see the straps that are now in place on the spreader bars on the VB. It looks like they're waiting to be lowered down to the Golden Ray and be affixed to those lug sections. And hopefully they'll get the cutting chain reattached, and we will see cutting operations resume out at the site. Again, they've got to complete this cut, and then they'll have 2 more cuts, which will yield 4 pieces. In a sense, half the ship is gone now, and what's left is the meaty part of the ship, if you will. And we know that this part of the ship contains the majority of the cargo that was in the ship. This would have been the heaviest concentration of vehicles inside the ship. Well, hey, that's going to do it for the report today. As always, we're going to ask you to click on that subscribe button. Again, it's free. Just click on it. Show us some love. Send us some comments. Most of all, I want you guys to stay safe out there.